This is the new Dundee from Bestechman. So it's a new model from a totally new company. The company is a budget offshoot of Bestech Knives, and it has a lot of the hallmarks of Bestech that I already love. But before I launch into it, it occurs to me, it's like in the morning when I get to work and I ask someone to do something for me before I even say good morning. I realize I launch into these videos without saying hi, so hello, and without thanking you for watching the video, so thank you for watching the video. And that might sound sarcastic, but I actually mean it. Um, so Bestech Man, this is a knife that was sent to me by Bestech, and it is a really, it's a great knife. I've had it for about a month, and they just released them on Friday, the 14th of October. And so that's a couple of days ago of 2022. And I've had it for about a month. And the day I got it, I put it right to work as a steak knife. The first thing this knife did was cut a delicious steak on a steak and eggs platter. And it did a beautiful job. I got it right as we were walking out the door. I got home from work and this was sitting there on my desk. I had to open it up, but we were heading out to the diner. We had an evening of activities and it was going to start there. So I popped this in my pocket. Let's see how this thing works. It's nicely shaped and everything like that. Yeah, man, it was great. It was also good to see the waiter's face when he brought me that nasty, dull saw blade with the wet wooden handle and said, "Really? You don't want a steak knife?" And I showed him this and he was like, "Oh." And he walked away. I was like, "Yeah, that's right." So what is this? This is budget knife from Bestech. Now I threw the air quotes up there because it doesn't feel budget at all. It is inexpensive, but it feels luxe. It's a Bestech. I love Bestech. Everything they kind of make is awesome, whether it's an OEM knife for one of the designers I love or something from under their own shingle. And this Bestechman Dundee by Ostap Hell, one of our favorite designers from Poland, designer of the Metamorph and so many others. Man, it wins. This can be had in a number of different G10 colors. I like this. I'm calling it Thunderhead Blue. That's my that's how I describe this kind of gray blue. Reminds me of a thundercloud. D2 blade steel. It's called the Dundee because it's a clip point. However, it's a very subtle clip point, and if you're going to nerd out about it, the clip point in that he used in Crocodile Dundee. Why am I doing that? I just want to get a good view of the spine there. So the clip point that he used in Crocodile Dundee was a way different kind of clip point. This has a long, this is almost like a California clip. The other was more like a Marine Raider kind of clip, or a Shining Mountain clip, if you're going to be stupid about it. But Dundee, named after Crocodile Dundee. It has a handle that looks a lot like the Metamorph handle. It kind of speaks in the same vocabulary as other Ostap Hell knives, and I really like the look of it. I like the slenderness of it. This has been a great back pocket knife. I like to carry I like to carry a folder in my back pocket, back left pocket next to my bandana. It's just like an extra knife, and usually it's the one I end up pulling out to use in the office or wherever, because it's usually smaller or more subtle than whatever I have in my right pocket. This one is great for that purpose because it is slender. That blade almost fits entirely in the handle, and it fits great. This was also great next to the wallet. I've tried it in my right back pocket. The only reason I don't do that is because the right back pocket, there's more of a likelihood of that happening, and I just wouldn't want that to happen. But that long, slender form factor is great for back pocket carry, or definitely for front pocket carry. You got your phone in there or something else in there, it's going to slide right by this thin blade. Really, or thin profile. Really great action. Liner lock, nested liners. That's D2 blade steel. Very nice jimping on the spine there. That feels good. I love the look of this fuller. It lightens the blade. It is not a deployer, at least not for me. I've successfully deployed it using the fuller a handful of times. If you can see, the lock bar is proud of the channel that's cut out of the G10. That's just so you have access to it. Instead of cutting down into it, they just raise this up. But that obscures your access to the fuller. So, I mean, on occasion, I've been able to really kind of get some thumb fat in there. Oh, see, I got it there, but just not a reliable way to open it and not a fun way to open it. But that's fun. The flipping action is awesome. I love the shape of the flipper. I think the whole knife is very handsome, but I really like this blade shape. And I know you're saying, Bob, you're into Bowies these days. I'm on a Bowie and dagger tear. That's two good tears to be on at the same time. But I'm really digging this clip point. In my fixed blade Bowie collection, I would say it's close to the Prather War Bowie that has that really long, high clip, except this one is straight. Oh, stop hell, man. His designs are nice. They're futuristic without looking corny, without looking dated. Like, you know, when you see something that's futuristic from the 1970s, it looks dated. Well, to me, this doesn't seem like it's going to have that sort of, those sort of legs. I think this will have a classic look, you know, into the future, for whatever that's worth. Okay, there's the logo, Bestech Man. And one thing, this is D2 blade steel, and I mentioned the very first use of it was as a steak knife, and I'm going to clean this. I've cleaned this with isopropyl, and this, right? Yeah, this blade is clean. Now you'll be able to see some staining there from the meat, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a natural patina. Of course, I could flitz it and get rid of it, no problem, but you can see that staining all throughout there. And I'm thinking maybe I'll force the issue, or at least not clean it, you know, not get rid of it, and see if I can actually build a patina. I know D2 is semi-stainless, so I don't know if you can patina D2, frankly. To be frank, to be Bob. You've got a proprietary pivot here, which looks a little bit too much like Dylan Mallory's logo for my comfort level. But there you go. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to do a branded pivot, get rid of the branding on the blade. Civivi, I love that. You know, a number of companies do. A lot of companies do that. It's sort of in vogue now. And I think Bestechman should do that. But then again, they have a new brand to establish, so maybe they need to write it there. I get it. Still not so sure about this particular logo, but not for me to discuss or decide. The clip, well, first of all, you've got nested liners, no weight relief on the liners, not necessary. Little personal compressed air, not necessary. You got two standoffs here. If you like lanyards, you could put one around that post and it wouldn't, I don't think it would get cut. No, it would be fine right there. But I was about to talk about the clip. You can swap it on either side. You have the recessed screws, flathead screws. You have the notch, all good there. It is a very low clearance clip. It does not give you much in the way of clearance, but no clearance. But at least when you're in there, it's not going to shred you up. Like this fits over my jeans just fine. My 511, you know, pants, fine. But like Carhartts or any like work pants that have reinforced pocket seams, this might struggle over. Also, very little ramping up front. This one has, unless it's a pair of jeans that's been, where the pocket has been worn down from other knives, I have had to kind of do one of those numbers. Sorry about these dry fingers. I'm not here for the fingers, Bob. Here for the knives. Okay, all right, I get it. But yeah, this thing could come up a little, and it wouldn't bother me. All that being said, you don't feel the clip at all. It's as if there's no clip when it's in just a regular grip. Does feel good in reverse grip, I gotta say. you know, this is not one of those knives that screams for reverse grip, but this is exactly the perfect geometry, or exactly the perfect shape for a pommel for me, for hooking over that thumb. It's perfect. A little bit longer here for this longer metatarsal, and then this little part here to hook down. Man, feels great. Feels great in hand. If you wanted to do it like this, also feels good. Just postures the blade slightly differently. But very nice like that. Everything about this knife, man, I dig it. I really dig it. Thank you, Bestech, for sending it to me. I'm sorry. Thank you, Bestechman, for sending it to me. I like it. You can see how much I like it. There's some, I got to take this apart. There's crap in there. There's beef fat or something. That's kind of nasty. Sorry about that. I will take this apart and clean it. Let me show it with a couple of other knives for size comparison. Here it is with the PM2. About the same. And then here it is with the RSK Mark 1. To Bestechs, or let's see. Here it is with the new Ornetta. I say the new Ornetta because it's in G10 and D2. The old Ornetta was the first, or the original Ornetta in contoured titanium, you know, frame lock. Was the first kombu design, I believe, that Bestech made. So this is a pretty damn cool knife. I really like it. Feels good in the hand too. And not for nothing, I do like this Stormtrooper colorway. I don't have anything that looks like that. A couple of other clip points with fullers in the same price range that I love is this. This is the Concept Prêt-à-Tout by K. Maxrom, French knife designer. And I just sold my frame lock titanium Tanto version of this knife to a good buddy of the show. And then here is, this is actually a little bit more, well, quite a bit more expensive than this. But it's the Vosteed Nightshade. Also a very appealing clip point blade in, this one's an M390 and carbon fiber. This is a pretty luxurious knife for the price too. This is only 135 bucks. A bit too much, you know, I was talking about not enough ramp on this one. Well, it feels better in hand because there's not that ramp. This one has a little bit, I'm aware of that ramping. But other than that, I mean, I love this thing. So, didn't mean to throw it aside. It slipped out of my hand. So here it is, the Bestechman Dundee. Really nice fullered clip point blade. There, I got it with the fuller. Got it with the fuller. There we go. So you can get it with the fuller. It just takes a little different sort of approach. Really nice cutting blade. This is fully flat ground. Just cuts like a dream. I've used this a lot for cardboard too over this past week, testing this with a couple of others. The new Pinion by Tempest Knives. They were going head to head in a cardboard cutout. They both did great. This one did really, really well. Slipped through that cardboard very, very nicely. All right, well, thanks for watching. This has been the Bestechman Dundee by Bestech Man.